Hello, and welcome to the weekly Wellbeing Deep Dive with Dr. Elizabeth Davidson. This is a place for anyone who's struggling with chronic illness or autoimmune disorders, or anyone who just wants to learn more about how to keep their health really good holistically without lots of medications and added stress. So, my mission is to help people be well and improve their health no matter what diagnosis they have from home and with lots of support. As a doctor, I think support is one of the key things when helping people get well and stay well because it's so much easier to stay well than to get well, but lots of people have to get well first. I'm here to help. So, today's episode is all about getting well. Today's episode is about the immune system. So, let's dive right in. Immune system, what it does, the keys to its function, and the threats to its function. And yeah, this was me when I was little, this picture. This is about when my immune system started going wrong for me and led me on this path that I'm now on of helping my immune system work better so I can finally have health. So here we go. So, what does your immune system do? Well, its main job is protection. So, it does things like protect you from invading bacteria, viruses, parasites, all of that kind of stuff. The main cells that do that are your white blood cells. There are five different types of white blood cells. Neutrophils fight off bacterial and fungal invasions. Monocytes and lymphocytes are for viral, and eosinophils and basophils are for parasitic. This is just the super basic. There are a lot of other cells involved in the immune system, but these are the ones that show up in your lab work. So it's an interesting place to look to see what your immune system is doing at any given point. And this is one of the key things that I look at when I'm looking to help people get well. So, some of the symptoms of your immune system working, protecting you, are things like fevers. Your body is raising the temperature so that whatever's invading, if it's bacteria or viral or anything, can't survive. Another thing is like runny noses. It's protecting, so your mucous membranes are what produce mucus, so like the inside of your nose, the inside of your mouth. When your nose is runny, it's because your body's producing more mucus to flush things out and protect those membranes from absorbing anything that might be invading. So if you think about your body and how it works and any symptoms that you might have, lots of times it's because your body is doing something to protect you. It's because your immune system is working. Think of anything: sneezing, coughing, vomiting, all of these things that don't feel very good. But if you think about what your body's doing, it's protecting you. So that's part of your immune system working. Doesn't always feel good, but let your body do it because your body's really smart and is really doing the best it can for you at any given moment. Okay. Oops, I went over. Here we go. A huge important part of the immune system is your gut health. So, about 80% of your immune system is located in your gut. And when I say gut, I mean like the whole system from mouth, throat, stomach, intestines, all of it, all of that is part of your gut. And unfortunately, a lot of us don't have very healthy guts, and that's why our immune systems aren't very strong. So, when your immune system is working, um, you might have rises in all of those cells that I mentioned earlier. And sometimes, if those cells can't do their job, then your gut gets overrun with bacteria that aren't good for you, or viruses or parasites that aren't good for you. There's always a balance. Like we have bacteria and yeast and viruses and parasites in our bodies all the time that are working and keeping us well, and maybe even stimulating our immune systems a bit so that they keep working. But there is also a time when that gets overwhelmed. And that's what I really see in the blood work with big rises in those types of blood cells. Back to gut health. When the bacteria and virus get out of balance in your gut, so that the bad bacteria and the microbiome that should be there is overwhelmed with the microbiome that should not be there. So I'm going to, rather than bad bacteria and good bacteria, let's say that you have an ideal microbiome that includes bacteria, fungus, virus parasites. And then you have a microbiome that is not so good that also includes those things, but just not the right strains for you. So gut rebuild uh, can take some work, and that's something that I love to help people with. And it's often not as simple as just taking a probiotic, though that can be helpful. But also integrating things like low sugar fermented foods like sauerkraut and kimchi into your diet can be really helpful to add some of that good those good strains back in. But a lot of us don't have great gut health because if you've ever taken an antibiotic, then your gut health has been destroyed. Um, Alcohol, sugar, all of these things kill off your gut health. And so they all have a bad effect on your immune system. So getting your gut really healthy is super key to getting your immune system really healthy. And if you feel like it's not healthy, I would love to have a chat and see what we can do about that. Okay. So, your immune system care, a few key things besides just keeping your gut healthy, but these will all help keep your gut healthy too. So, hydration, these are like the basic health things that we should all know, but just a reminder, they're good for your immune system too. Hydration, drinking enough good quality water, um, chlorinated and fluoridated water, that can actually be really hard on your system and make it can cause a lot of gut problems so that it doesn't have a great effect on your immune system and is not very hydrating. It's hard on your kidneys too. So making sure you're getting some sort of spring water. If you're drinking reverse osmosis water, which reverse osmosis is the only thing that will take fluoride out, you can filter out chlorine, but not fluoride. Then you make sure you add some sort of minerals back in. You can do that as simply as using some Redmond's real salt and putting that in your water. If you want more information on that, feel free to reach out. So, hydration is important because your cells are mostly made of water. And if they're not functioning, they don't have enough water, if they don't have enough moisture in them, then they're not going to function like they should. Nutrition, pretty obvious. You need the proper vitamins and minerals in order for you to be healthy and for your immune system to work. Quality sleep is a huge thing, and both enough of it and the high enough quality of it. So many people have trouble sleeping, and it can be from lots and lots of things. One thing that I see commonly is overconsumption of sugar and not enough exercise, because if you're not tired, it's hard to sleep. Other things are things like anxiety and depression. Those are all have a bad effect on sleep too. Those are all of those things are immune system related. So these are kind of two sides of a coin. If your immune system is not functioning well, you're not going to get as good sleep. And if your sleep isn't good, your immune system won't function as well as it should. Again, these things can all be helped. And if you want more info, please reach out. Exercise and fresh air, getting your body moving helps get toxins out. It helps everything metabolize better. It helps with digestion. It helps make you tired so you can sleep. And fresh air, well, breathing what's out there rather than all the canned air that we get, especially in winter, that's just going to give you a lot more for your immune system to process, which is the next thing that I want to talk about, which is super important, which is exposure. So, just like a muscle, your immune system needs to work in order to stay strong. So this is one thing that I've been super concerned about with the past couple years and what people have been doing as far as being in isolation to protect themselves from viruses and also wearing masks to protect themselves. These things cut off your exposure to all kinds of things, but particularly to other people. A huge way that our immune systems work is by being exposed to what other people have, to their germs. Um, Germs don't cause disease. A weak immune system does, because germs can't even infiltrate if your immune system is working really well. But if your immune system doesn't know how to work, then it can't really do anything. So you need to have exposure to other people, to fresh air, to animals. All of these things help grow your microbiome, which helps grow your immune system and they give challenges to your immune system, just like this woman with her weights. She's challenging her muscles so that she can get stronger. Your immune system needs challenges in order to get stronger. And I put this picture of people hugging on here because there's also research that shows that hugs are really good for your immune system. I think this is in two parts. I think it's because it's exposure. You're getting that other person's microbiome on you. And so your body has to work with that. It's also just that feeling of peace and the surge of oxytocin, which is like the happy hormone, happy bonding hormone that surges when moms and babies snuggle. Um, so all of those things are really good for your immune system. So more hugs is better. As many hugs as you can get, that's going to be really great for your immune system. Now, it's hard to talk about the immune system without mentioning autoimmune because that is such a buzzword right now. I know so many people who are being diagnosed with autoimmune disorders. Now, what I find in the blood work of people with autoimmune disorders is their white blood cells are working super hard. Like generally, all five kinds are working really hard, which means there are a lot of infections going on. And if you have a lot of infections going on, your gut health is not good. So I take a double approach in first getting rid of infections and then rebuilding the gut health. And this resets your immune system so that it's not attacking yourself. Because autoimmune basically means that your immune system is so overwhelmed that it starts working against itself. Auto means self, immune, well, immune, we're talking about that. But in an autoimmune disorder, your immune system is attacking itself. So we want to reset that so that the immune system can work normally. And often those autoimmune diagnoses go away after that. So autoimmune disorders are not a life sentence, but they are a sign that your immune system is totally shot and needs to be rebuilt. I love helping people rebuild their immune systems. And I feel like one of the reasons that autoimmune disorders are really spiking right now is because our immune systems haven't had a lot of challenge in the past couple of years because we've been home, and when we've been out, we've been wearing masks so we don't breathe in other people's microbiomes, and that can it's really hard on our systems. So I would love to help any of you get your immune systems working really well. When your immune system works well, then all kinds of diseases and disorders can be prevented, whether it's something like a cold or the flu or something like a chronic or autoimmune disorder. All of those have to do with immune system. And when your immune system is strong, it can work well against all of those. Couple of tips to leave you with. Obviously, the hydration and eating some fermented foods. If you want to learn how to make sauerkraut, I'm really good at that too. You can reach out. I'll give you a primer in that. It's so simple. All you need is cabbage and salt, and you have one of the best foods for your gut. So, immune system challenges. Go to my website. You can see it right here, drelizabethdavidson.com. From there, you can get to any of my social media channels or my YouTube channel. And there is also a button that you can press that says schedule a discovery call. It's a free call where you can meet with me and see how I can help. Thank you for tuning in today. I do this sort of thing each week. And if you want to know what next week's topic is, again, go to my website and sign up for my newsletter. You'll get a pop-up when you go there that says sign up for the newsletter. It's short, it's once a week. I don't send any junk. And you get a rundown of what next week's topic will be and links to old topics and a weekly well-being tip each week, plus lots of pretty flower pictures. Hope to see you signing up for my newsletter, and I hope to see you next week. Thanks for joining today.